Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Jinjin's Cosmic. If you didn't happen to be here, perhaps it's time to meet your soul.
Scorpio enters the world year number 1 unlike any other sign of the Zodiac. Over the past 9 years, you have walked through enough shadows, endured enough wounds, and faced enough loss to understand what it means to reach the very bottom. Yet it was in that very depth that you discovered your hidden power, the gift of rebirth. The year 2026 is not a warning, it is an invitation. An invitation to begin again, not just to survive, but to truly live. This beginning is not another endless cycle of pain and recovery, but a new doorway, one that leads you into greater maturity, clarity, and strength than ever before. If the last 9 years taught you what pain can do, the next 9 will be your chance to prove what you can do with pain, to turn it into strength, to transform darkness into light. And so here are the 10 things Scorpio must prepare for the world year number 1. 10 steps to rise from the ashes, embody the phoenix, and open a radiant new cycle. Cleansing the old shadows, Scorpio's first act in the world year number 1. Scorpio is the sign of depth, where emotions never stay on the surface. You love with everything, you resent with everything, and once you are wounded, the scar can stay with you for a very long time. Many times, even as you step through a new doorway, you still glance back, holding on tightly to fragments of memory as if they were part of your own body. But the year 2026, the world year number 1, will not allow you to move forward while carrying the heavy baggage of the past. This is the year of beginnings, and every beginning demands space for new life to enter. For Scorpio, this means having the courage to release obsessive attachments, to let go of old loves that turned into wounds, and even to break free from the self-punishing habits that keep you chained. Unlike Libra or Aquarius, who may lose themselves in hesitation or distraction, Scorpio tends to imprison yourself in darkness, as if clinging to control. You fear that letting go will make you weak. But the truth is this: holding onto the darkness only blocks the light from finding its way in. Imagine your soul as a closed room. If you keep storing every shard, every pain, the room will grow crowded, heavy, and leave no space for anything new. Cleansing is not betrayal of memory. It is an act of self-respect. You acknowledge the past, accept the lessons it gave you, and then close that door so another can open. Scorpio carries within the power of rebirth, the unique gift among the 12 signs to turn death into new life. But to be reborn, you must first dare to bury what has decayed. And in 2026, cleansing the shadows is your first sacred ritual, so that you may rise as a clearer, stronger, and freer version of yourself. Facing the truth, Scorpio's inescapable mirror. Among the 12 zodiac signs, Scorpio is known as the master of secrets. You can smile while storms rage inside, stay silent even when you've already seen truths others have yet to notice. But what is the shadow side of that silence? Too often, you become a prisoner of the very truths left unspoken. The world year number 1 is not a year for running away. This is the moment when Scorpio must bravely face the truth, no matter how much it tears at your heart. It may be the truth that a relationship has long been dead, even though you keep clinging to it. The truth that your current job no longer fits, but you fear the disruption of change. Or, at the deepest level, the truth that you have ignored your own inner voice time and again, out of fear of loss. For Scorpio, facing truth is never easy because you feel everything at its deepest layer. If Libra fears hurting others and Aquarius fears scattering their vision, Scorpio fears most of all the rawness of truth, where there is no more room for illusion or excuses. Yet only by standing before that mirror do you realize darkness loses its power the moment you dare to call it by its name. Remember this: truth does not come to destroy you, but to set you free. In accepting it, you step out of the loop of obsession, silence, and endless torment. You reclaim your authority, the right to decide how to move forward instead of letting fear or the past decide for you. Scorpio, you are the sign of death and rebirth. And to be reborn, you must first allow truth to kill the illusions that remain. Then you will rise, not with eyes that avert, but with eyes clear and unflinching, meeting life with a strength no one can shake. Choosing a path of rebirth, Scorpio's strategic step. Scorpio is blessed with extraordinary inner strength. When you decide, nothing can stop you. Yet the paradox is this: because of too many wounds, too many memories, too many ties, you sometimes scatter your power everywhere, trying to heal, to prove yourself, and to start over in many directions all at once. The result is exhaustion, as if you've burned yourself out in the very act of survival. The world year number 1 is not the time to try every door. This is the year to choose one single path of rebirth, a field, a project, or a relationship where your soul feels most alive. That will be the ground where you pour all your energy, turning death and rebirth from a concept into reality. Ask yourself, if I could only choose one thing to begin again, what would be most worthy? The answer may require you to let go of many other pursuits, but that focus will give you unmatched strength. Unlike Libra, who must practice discipline in decision, or Aquarius, who must learn to concentrate their vision, Scorpio needs one pillar of rebirth, one axis to channel the depth of your emotional power. And once you've chosen, don't look back. Burn the boats, step forward, and let this journey become living proof that Scorpio can transform ruin into foundation, loss into resource, and beginnings into legend. When you devote your full force to one path, you will find that you're not only reborn for yourself, you become inspiration for others still stumbling in the dark. For only Scorpio can teach the world that from the ashes, the phoenix can rise. Emotional discipline, the art of mastering Scorpio's inner waves. When it comes to emotional power, no zodiac sign rivals Scorpio. You love deeply, hate fiercely, remember intensely, and feel everything to its extreme. This raw intensity is the source of your irresistible magnetism, but it is also a double-edged sword. When anger, jealousy, or obsession takes over, you risk losing both reason and opportunity. As you enter the world year number 1, the most important skill you must cultivate is not hiding your emotions, but disciplining them. This is not about becoming cold or unfeeling. It is about the ability to recognize and regulate, so your emotions no longer control your actions. When anger rises, instead of reacting immediately, give yourself a 24-hour pause. Scorpio's fury can burn through everything, but with time, you'll see the truth more clearly. When jealousy surfaces, ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing? And is this fear truly justified? This question draws you back to the root instead of letting you spiral in the flare of emotion. When obsession takes hold, break the loop with small actions. Write your thoughts down, throw yourself into work, or move your body, anything that interrupts the repetitive cycle in your mind. Scorpio, you don't need to extinguish the fire within you. You only need to transform it from a flame that destroys into a flame that guides. With emotional discipline, every violent inner wave becomes enduring strength. And this balance will be the foundation upon which you begin a more solid, unshakable new cycle. Because in the end, rebirth doesn't come from eliminating emotion. It comes from turning it into enlightened power. Restructuring financial power, Scorpios, steady step beyond the fear of loss. Deep inside, Scorpio always carries one haunting fear, the fear of loss. You've lived through enough upheavals to know that money, work, and relationships can collapse at any moment. Because of this, many Scorpios fall into extremes, either clinging tightly to everything in a need for control, or surrendering entirely, letting fate sweep them away. The world year number 1 invites you to shift this perspective, to turn fear into motivation and obsession into strategy. This is not the year to spend impulsively, nor to waste energy on fragile pursuits. This is the year to restructure your financial strength as the foundation for your new journey. Control your resources, track expenses and record income and spending habits. For Scorpio, knowing precisely is the first step to regaining a sense of safety. Save with purpose. Don't just save for the worst day. Build a 6-month safety fund and a small startup fund to support fresh ideas. Invest wisely. Instead of leaping into risky ventures fueled by ambition, choose investments you truly understand. Scorpio has powerful intuition, but intuition shines brightest when paired with knowledge. Let money fuel your dreams. Set aside a small portion each month for passion projects, a course, a personal venture, or even a healing journey. When money serves your dreams, it brings fulfillment instead of anxiety. Scorpio, for you, finances are never just numbers. They are a form of inner power. When you take the lead in restructuring and directing them, you no longer live in the obsession of what might be lost. Instead, you begin walking with the confidence of what you are creating. And that's when you realize true strength doesn't lie in holding on tightly, but in mastering the art of renewal, knowing you can rise and rebuild whenever needed. Caring for body, mind, spirit after the storm, Scorpio's essential pause. Scorpio is one of the most resilient signs of the Zodiac. You may fall, but you rarely ever surrender. Yet such resilience always comes with a price. Over the years, you've suppressed emotions, braced yourself against crises, and stayed silent while storms raged inside. To the outside world, you appeared strong, but within you, cracks remained, unhealed and waiting. The world year number 1 offers you a pause to recover after the storm. This is not weakness. It is a ritual of rebirth. Your body, mind, and spirit must be nurtured again if you are to have the strength to enter a new cycle. Body, listen to the signals you've ignored. Fatigue, restless sleep, lingering aches. Instead of pushing through, care for yourself with gentle movement, balanced nutrition, and proper rest. A healthy body is the ground for a clear mind. Scorpio tends to carry obsessions. Try meditation, therapy, or journaling. Each word you write frees you from the invisible weight you've carried. Spirit, art is your key. Painting, writing, music, any form of creation helps you transform pain into beauty. And no sign does this more powerfully than Scorpio. Unlike others who simply need to relieve stress, Scorpio requires a ritual of healing, a release of the dark energy that has built up inside. Treat each moment of stillness, each brushstroke, each written line as part of that sacred process. You have survived the darkness. Now let your body, mind, and spirit rest and recover. So this rebirth is no longer about merely enduring, but about stepping into the light with wholeness and serenity. Turning pain into creation, Scorpio's unique magic. No zodiac sign understands darkness the way Scorpio does. You have walked through loss, betrayal, and wounds so deep they seemed beyond healing. Yet instead of collapsing, you hold a miraculous gift, the ability to turn pain into strength and darkness into a source of creativity. Unlike Libra, who seeks harmony, or Aquarius, who reaches for innovation, Scorpio draws from the cracks within to create something extraordinary. You do not fear what is raw, what is ugly, or what hurts. On the contrary, you look it in the eye and transform it into something meaningful, a work of art, a story, a message. The world year number 1 is the perfect time for you to publish, share, or spread your experience. Don't keep your stories locked in the dark. A single essay, a book, an art project, or even a heartfelt conversation can be enough to touch another's heart. Because there are many people out there who need to see this truth. If Scorpio can rise again, so can I. Remember, creativity isn't limited to art. It can be the way you turn painful experiences into lessons that inspire a community, or how you discover solutions born from the very challenges you've endured. Scorpio, you are living proof that darkness is not the end. It is raw material for rebirth. When you dare to transform pain into creation, you not only heal yourself, you leave behind a legacy for others, a legacy of courage and eternal renewal. Building trustworthy relationships, Scorpio's journey of opening the heart. Scorpio is the sign of depth, but also of caution. You crave soul-deep connections, yet you fear betrayal so much that you often test, doubt, or build walls to protect yourself. The result is a heart that longs for closeness, yet ends up isolating itself. As you enter the world year number 1, this is no longer the time to walk alone in silence. The new cycle demands true allies, people you can trust, rely on, and walk beside through challenges. Unlike your old habit of testing others, this year you must learn to choose and to trust. Not everyone deserves entry into your inner world, but there are a few, though only 2 or 3, who are ready to stand with you wholeheartedly. These few will be the anchors that remind you, you are never alone in your new beginning. In work, Seek a partner who is not only skilled, but also responsible and aligned with your long-term vision. In life, keep close those who have proven their loyalty, not those who appear only in moments of victory. In love, instead of constant suspicion, give your partner the chance to stand beside you as a true companion, not just as someone to be tested. Scorpio, you are powerful indeed, but even the phoenix needs a sky in which to soar. And your sky is made of trustworthy relationships. Choose them, keep them, and nurture them with sincerity. Then you will see, walking with others does not weaken you. It makes you stronger than ever. Releasing the fear of losing control, Scorpios step into maturity. In Scorpios' veins runs an obsession called control. You want to know what others are thinking, anticipate every situation, and secure the outcome before you take the leap. This sharpness makes you one of the most perceptive signs, rarely deceived, rarely unprepared. But the shadow side is heavy. Tension, suspicion, and exhaustion from trying to command what was never yours to control. As the world year number 1 begins, your lesson is this: release the fear of losing control. A true new beginning requires flexibility, openness, and trust that the flow of life knows how to carry you where you need to be. Letting go does not mean surrendering. It means knowing the difference between what you can master and what you must let life arrange. When you devote your energy to what is yours, effort, discipline, and truth, and allow the variables to drift, you find balance. When a relationship no longer responds, instead of controlling, let it go. If it returns, it is a free choice. If not, you've made space for something new. When work shifts unexpectedly, don't panic. See it as a chance to try a different path. When plans collapse, remember, sometimes the universe breaks things apart only to rebuild them stronger, truer. Scorpio, real power is not in holding everything tight, but in standing firm within yourself as the world around you changes. Letting go, in this sense, is a form of maturity, the kind that allows you to walk lighter, freer, and stronger into what awaits. Trusting the power of rebirth, Scorpios vow in the year of beginnings. No one understands death and resurrection more than Scorpio. You have endured losses that seem to erase everything, and yet you still rose from the ashes. Each fall sharpened you, hardened you, made you deeper. But 2026 is no longer just another moment of survival. This is a mature rebirth, where you step into the light not simply to exist, but to live fully and clearly. The greatest decision you must make is this: to believe you are capable of beginning again, not with the fear of another endless cycle, but with the trust that this new chapter is different because you are different. You are no longer the Scorpio haunted by shadows, but the one carrying the flame that lights the way. Believe that. Every wound you've carried has become the foundation of your strength now. Every collapse has prepared you with the courage to build something more enduring. Every rebirth has brought you closer to the truest version of yourself. In the world year number 1, you are not starting from zero. You are starting from the wisdom, lessons, and strength earned through the last 9 years. That makes this beginning the clearest, strongest, and most worthy rebirth of your life. Scorpio, you are not simply starting over, you are transforming. From the darkness, you emerge as the phoenix, not only to rise, but to shine, so the world will know. Your new beginning is the birth of a power that cannot be extinguished. Closing these 10 steps, perhaps you now see. Scorpio's journey in the world year number 1 is not about learning something new, but about reclaiming your true essence. You are the one who walks through darkness without being consumed. You are the bearer of the eternal flame of rebirth, and with each rise, you grow stronger and wiser. 2026 is not just the start of a new year. It is the opening of a new cycle, offering you the chance to step forward with everything shaped and refined by the past. This is no longer survival. This is life itself, lived as a living testament of immortality, to fall, to rise, and to shine. Scorpio, the scales of your destiny are not held in anyone else's hands. They rest in your own unwavering heart. And this time, if you dare to believe in your power of rebirth, you will not only rewrite your story, you will light the way for all those still wandering in the dark. So here is the final question. Are you ready to let the phoenix within you take flight in this year of beginnings?